Okay, as I said before, these were pictures that I found on an old computer, which I'm taking everything off of, and the computer will eventually find a new home, I suspect. Anyways, most of these are new. There are a few that aren't. So we'll spend a couple of minutes at each one of them, and if you see something that interests you, why, let's talk about it.
That's interesting.
Dylan, I was on the old M&C now, and that is, of course, the Union Pacific now, and south of Marshalltown.
Is that really an elevator or more of a feed mill?
Well, that's a good question because it doesn't give the big storage units that a normal feed or elevator would have.
Right.
So if it is in fact an elevator, I guess I would also question that, Bob.
Yeah, I'm wondering, being as there's air slides in there, if it's even animal related.
Well, that's possible.
They obviously are unloading this stuff and mixing it in those tanks.
Yeah, right. This is Dubuque. This is an alcohol plant, which probably doesn't qualify as an elevator, but you know, when you look at that, looks quite similar to what an elevator looks like.
They have enough corn sometimes stored, though, as much as an elevator does.
Oh, yes. And this is not an elevator as grain is concerned, but the trip that we took, Bob, if you'll remember, we went by this at Freeport.
Right. I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah, it was quite a big coal dealer there.
Mm-hmm.
I have other pictures of it, but I just thought I would just show the one.
On this one, you can see the rails on that end silo where they would have had a bucket conveyor, I think, to lift the coal up to put it into the different bins.
Yeah, you're
possibly.
talking about right here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody wants that, why, I can send other pictures to you. The other thing I found when you get to looking at these is that the vast majority of these elevators are totally gone. You will not ever see anything there again.
That's right.
If you want to do a little bit of weathering on your elevator.
And put a hole in the roof?
Yeah, that's a
one way to
feed
bring
mill
the
for
elevator.
sure.
You know, this pipe up here is kind of interesting. I suspect at the very end, they were loading covered hoppers. This would have been on the Milwaukee, which went from Cedar Rapids to Ottumwa.
You sure it wasn't hooked up to that hole? That's something like was in that hole that hooked up to?
I don't know for sure. Look at this little building up here. I'm not sure what that's for, but I guess somebody could look out the door here to see what's going on.
Yeah, get out to patch the roof.
There's no steps or anything. It looks like the roof needs a little patching.
Needs a gutter too.
Yep.
That one also probably ranks as more of a feed mill. Might not even have anything to do with grain. I don't know. But I slipped it in as an elevator.
Ooh. Boy.
I'll let somebody else tell me what it is.
No idea.
I'm going to have to go down and find out where this town is. I looked on Google Earth today for a long time and could not find this, and would think that with the big concrete elevator, the way it is, it's still active. But the Monon stops right about there, coming up north from Monon, and it doesn't go all the way to Michigan City.
Can anybody explain why the main concrete tower has those rounded flutes on surrounding it, what those flutes would be?
Well, let me go.
The mini silos?
These are the actual bends. I suspect there's also bends in here too, but
Yeah, interstices, they're called.
this is another one I got to go find. It's real close to the other one. Of course, I had to find this one with UC.
It's even spelled the same.
Yes, it is. We first ran into that up in Minnesota, and apparently it's a large corporation. So my friend had to make a decal on it, and I had to put that on one of my truck that I have.
Ah,
The grouped legs are interesting.
Yeah.
Usually they're separate, grouped legs.
This is kind of interesting from the standpoint that all of the pipes that bring the corn up to the top is out in the open. I mean, it's not like other elevators, they're closed in.
I think that's a ready mix.
Ah. I think I ought to take and reclassify that.
Those stave silos are probably for aggregate, and those other silos on the other side are for cement. And the square building in the middle is where they batch mix. That's
Yep.
my guess.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you know the business, so I'll push that over into my other another clinic instead of this one.
Anybody know how long Kent's been around? A lot of the old Commander elevators I know in Minnesota, I saw all of a sudden became Kent. How long has they been around? Anybody guess?
No, but it's
Um,
a long time.
Yeah, in the mid-50s, they used to sponsor the weather on the local TV station.
Okay, 50s. Okay.
Yeah, so they've been around a long time.
I would guess by what it says here, the supply company, it's not only an elevator, it is in fact a feed mill.
I love the sign US Feeds.
This is down in New Carlisle, Indiana. If you'll notice the dust coming out of here, they're loading these cars. We stopped that day and watched them load cars. They load a car in about 5 minutes. It is quick. I think there's somebody in this area here, and there's somebody that comes along and opens up the hatches, and then after they get it filled, he closes them up.
Ooh.
Been there many a time.
Yeah, I photographed that myself. I was surprised to find out it was on the Rock Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the rock came in from the east, didn't it?
Yeah, south, they came through at an angle of some kind.
Yeah.
Missed the Great Western. Well, they would have had to cross them south of town for sure.
This is on the line out of Belle Plaine, going up to you, Clark.
Mhm.
I thought the old scale house was kind of interesting. It obviously had been used rather recently, because here's a way they test the grain for moisture and stuff. We used to
What's
have,
interesting, it's in Kentland, but they're selling Purina. It's
we
the
used to have to
Kent.
climb up on the truck and they would have one of those tubes that would stick down in the grain and
Yep.
get a sample.
Ron, you've also got a misspelling in Indiana on that
Oh my
last one.
gosh. How did I miss that? That's another thing to check. This, I think, is Effner. If you're familiar with Effner, Effner is on the line, the border of Illinois and Indiana. And because Indiana had a full crew line or law, there was a depot here. And at that point, another brakeman got on the train. And if he went into Illinois, why, he got off the train. Of course, that's long gone. That's a TP&W.
Guys, you were wondering about Kent. Kent was started in 1927 in Indianola, Iowa.
1927. Wow.
Yep. Gage A. Kent started manufacturing cattle feed, including his innovative Kent baby beef feed.
Huh. Right.
Dave isn't on here, but I saw this. This is a Dave's Nelson's picture. That is an unbelievable elevator.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Chicken wire.
I'm sure there was more to it than that when it was in service, but this looks like it could be the end of the track originally. Maybe, huh? I see nothing here to show any of this ways to empty it into cars. There had to be more to it than that. You don't often find a brick story.
Right. That's unusual.
Is that the one that's on the trolley?
I think so,
Yeah, it looks like the Great Western car is still sitting there.
right here.
Yep. Yeah, it's a neat one.
That's got a lot of reinforcement in that one building.
I tell you what, building that would be a real project, wouldn't
That'd be fun.
it?
And you guys do it, and I'll watch.
But the problem with these neat elevators is this is the backside away from the tracks.
Yeah,
So unless you put this between the track and the fascia, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's also the building next to the Fort Dodge in Des Moines freight house.
Yeah,
Monterey, Indiana was on the old Erie.
Look at the leg and piping on that.
Etna Green is on Highway 30 in Indiana.
It's
You
on
notice the
old
diff-
30.
you
It's
notice
on
the
old
difference,
30.
the difference in the construction, the architecture from the eastern elevators to the more western or upper Midwest elevators.
Look at all the chutes on that one coming out of the near where that truck is standing. Look at them all. 5?
There's 5 of them there.
Wow.
You know, I had a hard time finding out what the name of this was until I looked at the picture close, and it tells us.
Camp Douglas?
Yeah. For a long time, I thought that was a elevator. I didn't know where it was. You know, and
Yeah,
that is probably a feed mill.
Yeah, that would be east of lacrosse, where the military base is.
Yeah,
Well, the camp is still there.
Yeah,
Fort
There's a
McCoy.
there's a big BP gas station. I always stop there, fill up with gas on the way to Milwaukee or Chicago.
of course, I had to put that in since I
Wonder
built.
why.
yeah, where
Yeah,
have we seen that before?
I wonder why. The odd thing is it's still there. That's one of the few ones that's still around. So here we're going to get into some unknown ones, and I suspect that we've seen some of these. I could find nothing in here that give us a clue as to where it was at. I think most are in Indiana, most are in Iowa, but I did get into Wisconsin, Indiana, and Illinois.
Another brick building.
Those things, those square things are definitely for feed.
I think in that picture, if I could have found the rest of it, I think I have, it may be at Stewart, Illinois, but I had nothing to tell me for sure that's where that's at.
Wow,
Look at that hodgepodge.
that's cool. There's an old cob burning silo back
Yep.
here.
That's
Yep.
very, very unusual too, along
Yeah.
with, yeah.
unusual that it's on a hillside.
Clark, there's one for you to model, definitely.
Is there a name in the upper right corner of the tall building?
The Kent?
Yes.
It's something
There
farms.
is something that says farms, but I can't make it out.
Oh,
Do you already have a picture of this one? Because I remember an elevator with the head house addition of the big square piece where they covered up the new elevator.
um,
I think there's 3 or 4 pictures of this because it's kind of different. I think there's a grain dryer in that one.
Yep. Definitely.
This is the other end of that.
Well, one thing about it, you want to build one of these, you can just make whatever you want.
You know, that symbol at the top is a Missouri company, and I would bet that that elevator is in Missouri. That was located north of Atumwa, but I couldn't find anything that would tell me it was just an elevator there. There was no town or anything there. This is the one that has the multiple pictures of it.
Hey,
I wonder if that's the same one we saw, that square top
Yeah, I
elevator.
think it is. You've had several different views of that one.
I'll go back when I relook at this. I'll rearrange this picture so it's next to that one. The advantage in showing this to people is we find things that I didn't notice. This is kind of an interesting little top up here, right?
I was looking at the brickwork around the building.
Yep. Fancy Quonset hut.
I would bet that was an old coal shed. What do you think, Clark?
I bet you it was too.
Probably used for fertilizer today.
Yeah, that or aggregate.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Because there really doesn't look like an elevator behind it, does it?
Nope.
Oh, that's some kind of chemical operation.
Yeah, that probably should be removed out of the elevator and put into the business one. You know, I didn't notice this till just now. I had one of these tubes that I had cut a hole in it, and look what I could have done with it. I gave it away. Doug Harding has it now.
Well,
That
you'll have to
engine
spend,
almost look. That engine almost looks like one of those Santa Fe F unit rebuilds.
Yeah, it does. This is a real mystery to me because the Tama Benton Company had 3 elevators, one in Dysart, one in Vinton, one in Cloutier. And when you look at that building, it's not that old of a building. You'd think it would still be there. I have looked really carefully at those 3 towns, and
That one is in Dysart, and as of a few years ago, it was still standing because I took a picture of it and built a model of it.
so it is in Dysart.
Yep,
Well, it's not there now.
really.
I looked at Dysart today, and everything is new round bends made out of steel.
Yeah, I was there, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 years ago. Took a picture of it. Good thing I did, huh?
Yeah. Well, now I'll correct that. That may not be an elevator as such. It maybe it's some although there's a building behind it, might be somebody's farm.
Yeah, it looks like it. I've seen some corn cribs that look like that.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Very much so. Yes, very much so.
That's a coal yard because it says that's about all I can read out on it. But those pictures were taken along, I think it's old Highway 6 in Illinois, down around Peru. And it could in fact be in Peru.
coal and oil.
There's a lot of industry right along the river in Peru. Okay, can somebody read the rest of the water tower?
General,
It says it's mineral elevator right on the elevator. Stearns is
Oh,
also up there.
yes. Look at that. Well, there you go. It's in mineral.
Yep, the ERAL is on the
And
end of it.
Yeah.
Look at the water tower, same thing, right?
Yeah, close.
So we solved that one,
What state's it in?
or Clark solved that one.
It is.
Now here's one, try this one.
Stamanak. So
That's got to be Wisconsin.
Salmonock is in Illinois.
Okay,
There is a Salmonock in Illinois.
So how would it be spelled?
SOM, you've got the back of it, you're just missing an SO on the front of it.
Ah,
And it's,
On the water tank, isn't it? If you blow up that water tank?
I did, but I couldn't catch the first letters.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I'll forget about what, my memory's pretty short anymore.
Tape
Salmonock
recorder.
is on the Q main line west of Chicago.
Okay, I wrote that down, SO, so that maybe I'll remember to add that on this. Here's another one.
Mm,
And that is the end.
Yep.
Thank you. Now all I gotta do is figure out how to undo this oh, let's see. Stop sharing. I'm done.
all right.
All I need to do is.
very good. Thank you.
Nice job, Ron. I want to show you guys something. Has everybody used Google Lens? Do you know about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Google what? I'm sorry.
Google Lens. So I'll show
Lens?
you. And I don't know if I found one of these. I did one randomly just now to see. But so if you go into Google, and I'll start over here. When you get into Google, you see this little icon here. It says search by image.
Right.
All right. So if you click on that, what I've done is, let's see here. I'll go to my, let's see. So if I go to my desktop, so I took this screenshot when Ron was just doing his thing. So this one, we don't know where this one is, right? And what you can do in Google is you can just, you can drag it in here or you can upload it. So I'll just upload it from my desktop. And what it does is it tries to find similar images. So I don't know if this is the same one, but it looks pretty similar.
Yeah,
And so you can go in there and see, like that, who knows where this thing has taken me, but oh, this is some master plan for a town, so it's probably going to tell us where it is.
Well, if it's on the Lincoln Highway, would be a road that I've taken many times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's taken too long, but anyway, so we know it's on Lincoln Highway, Prairie Rivers of Iowa. Is that where it's taken us? Okay. Anyhow, you can get more information and maybe find some stuff that way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys that heads up that that's something you can do. So you just go back, you just hit this little, looks like a little camera.
Yep.
And then you can drag an image there, or you can upload it, or you can even paste an image link if you find an image somewhere online and you want to know more about it. Sometimes you can do it that way too. So
Fantastic.
One of the greatest things that Google has done, I think.
well, and it uses the technology that law enforcement uses. I mean, they can identify people through video surveillance now very easily. That Google Lens has all those features blocked, so you can't go looking for your neighbor or anything like that. Ask me how I know that.
How do you know that?
Never mind. But anyway, yeah. So thanks, Ron, for that. That was a lot of fun. And so next week we're off, and a lot of people will be at Naperville. So we'll see you there. And then the week following, Doug has a presentation for us. It sounds like maybe Lester is going to go the week after that, which would be, I think we're into November at that point. But I'll confirm with you, Lester.
Okay.
And then, but if anybody else wants to present in November or December, just let me or Ron know and we'll get you on the schedule.
Just
All right.
one comment before we go. Ron, you had the elevator down in Etna Green,
Yes,
Indiana.
yes.
I went down to an op session down there a couple of weeks ago and was riding along that old 30. And there was another town, I can't remember the name off the top, but there were two of those elevators that were both pretty old and not in current service, but very interesting design to capture. If you want, sometimes maybe we can ride down there and take a look.
Yeah,
Find them both.
you've got to get off the beaten path to find anything that's old anymore, and so much of it is gone.
Right. Well, these are both on the old 30, and
Yeah.
that doesn't get much travel anymore.
Right. I know where you're talking about.
Bob, were you at Joe's place?
I'm sorry?
Were you at Joe Burger's the other day?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry, not at Joe Burger's. Mike Martin's.
Oh, you're at my place. Okay.
The Warsaw Mafia.
Yeah, correct.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks, Ron, for presenting tonight. Thanks everybody for sharing your Thursday with us. Go Cubs. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, good night.
All right. Take care.
Good night,
Thanks.
gents. Sorry
Good
for
night.
being late.
Not at all.